For those who might not be aware, tonight is actually AEW's premiere event. It is Forbidden Door 2 alongside New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the festivities start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube with 0 Hour, as we have 4 matches set for 0 Hour and 14 matches set for the overall show, including 0 Hour, 10 on the regular show, and 4 on the pre-show, with Stu Grayson against El Fantasmo set for the pre-show. The Mogul Embassy, Swerve Strickland, Bishop Khan, and Leona against Chaos in a trios match. The United Empire, Jeff Cobb, Kyle Fletcher, and TJP against Los Ingobernables de Japón, Hiromu Takahashi, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi. And then, of course, the Owen Hart Foundation Cup kicks off with a quarterfinal matchup as Billy Starks goes against the Ring of Honor World Women's Champion, Athena. The fact of the matter is, I know a lot of people are probably up in the idea that it would be the trios match, United Empire versus Los Ingobernables de Japón, but I think Billy Starks and Athena have every intention or every possibility to steal the pre-show and be one of the top matches on the pre-show tonight for Forbidden Door. Not to say that the trios matches will not steal the show, I just think that the women's championship match, the women's match, is going to be a little bit unexpectedly good because you have 2 of the top women in AEW, or 2 of the top women in wrestling, because Athena's in Ring of Honor, not AEW, but you have 2 of the top women in wrestling, one that has an extremely bright future in Billy Starks, and one that has shown a lot more potential in Athena since joining AEW. The fact of the matter is, that is what is up for Forbidden Door this weekend. And we move now to the main card, which is going to be an action-packed night of 10 matches. But first we go through the 0 Hour again as Stu Grayson and El Fantasmo collide. The Mogul Embassy collides with Chaos. United Empire against LIJ, and Athena versus Billy Starks in a quarterfinal matchup, I should say, for the Owen Hart Foundation Cup. Then we move to the regular show, and it starts with a 10-man tag team match. The Elite, Tomohiro Ishii and Eddie Kingston against the BCC, Kanosuke Takeshita and Shota Umino in a 10-man tag team match. I am still of the belief that this match will lead, or this rivalry, I should say, will lead to blood and guts. So I think that if it's going to lead to blood and guts, we need to see the Elite get the victory and open a door for the potential blow-off being blood and guts. We move to the next match as CM Punk does have a match as a part of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup, the quarterfinal matchup between himself and Satoshi Kojima. But also, the winner of this matchup will fight Samoa Joe or Roddy Strong in the next round of the Owen Hart Foundation Cup. So I think it is very likely that the winner of this matchup will be CM Punk, because Punk versus Joe just seems too appealing. Adam Cole versus Tom Lawler. Filthy Tom Lawler was one of the top stars in MLW before his contract expired and he decided to go elsewhere, but he has been tearing down the house in Japan, proving why he is one of the toughest men in professional wrestling, and it's going to be a tough test for Adam Cole tonight, as Filthy Tom Lawler stands in the way of Adam Cole and MJF. 6-man tag team match. Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara against Sting, Darby, and Tetsuya Naito. It was an unexpected but surprisingly appealing reveal on Dynamite this past week. I mean, on Collision this past week, when we saw that the reveal was Tetsuya Naito as Darby Allin and Sting's third partner. The fact of the matter is, I don't think anybody expected. I think everybody was hoping for Naito, but I don't think anybody expected the reaction that Naito ended up getting on Collision this past week. So props to them for playing it up, and props to them for bringing in one of the biggest stars in New Japan, in Tetsuya Naito, to fill the void with Sting and Darby. Tony Storm and Willow Nightingale, aka the New Japan Strong Women's Champion, Willow Nightingale, are colliding in a AEW World Women's Championship matchup tonight on Forbidden Door, and I thought that maybe we would see New Japan a part of Forbidden Door, but the fact of the matter is, I think because Stardom has a show tonight, it makes it a little hard for New Japan to have women integrated into the show, because Stardom is actually doing their own thing tonight, and New Japan can't help but they can't bring what they don't have, and they don't have women to, they don't have their own women's division, as I shared it with Stardom. So that's the reason why women from New Japan are not here. I mean, the other reason is because a certain Mercedes Moné unfortunately sustained an injury, and with that injury took her out of Forbidden Door, unfortunately. They took her out of Forbidden Door, unfortunately. And that opens the door, hopefully, for something down the road. But we fast forward a little bit to a fatal four-way for the International Heavyweight Championship, as Orange Cassidy has his toughest test against the Ring of Honor Pure Champion Katsuyori Shibata, Daniel Garcia, and Zack Sabre Jr., the New Japan World Television Champion. I think if AEW wants to continue to elevate both Orange Cassidy and the International title, there is a way to get Cassidy out of this match without having him drop the championship. And the way to do that is, honestly, a surprise pinfall. Honestly, it would be a surprise pinfall. Just from out of nowhere. Like him getting out of here on the skin of his teeth. But then that should open the door for the possibility of Shibata or Sabre Jr. challenging him again, one-on-one, for the International Heavyweight Championship. Because I think if you want to prove that title is international, and if you have the approval from New Japan, I would have either Shibata or Sabre Jr. take the International Championship. Even if it's for a short time, I would have Shibata or Sabre Jr. take the International title and be the one to defeat Orange Cassidy for that belt. Because do you realize how much it would elevate it, especially if Sabre Jr. would take that title to New Japan and defend it in New Japan, or defend it internationally in the UK or wherever he would go. The fact of the matter is, if you want that title to be international, then let somebody who works internationally take the title around and make it international. But now we move over to the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship matchup, as Sonata takes on Jack Perry. And I know a lot of people are disappointed by the fact that Jack Perry is the one challenging Sonata tonight. But the fact of the matter is, having Sonata in a match is better than having him not in a match. Or not having him in a match. And that's where I would put it as, it's better him being against him being against Jack Perry, than him not being against anyone. So I would say, without a shadow of a doubt, him being against Jack Perry also elevates Jack Perry, because I'm going to say it, I said it before and I'll say it again. If there's anybody in professional wrestling that is presented like a champion and fits that mold, that they belong holding that championship, it is Sonata. And I know it was a short promo or videotape that he sent in a couple of weeks ago when he made it clear that he was issuing an open challenge for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship at Forbidden Door. You could just tell when Sonata sent that video in, he was presented as a champ. He looked like a champion. That's just how it is. I mean, I don't think there's a question that Jack Perry's going to come up short tonight. I think there is a possibility that Jack Perry could end up turning heel on Hook and setting up a feud with Hook. But the fact of the matter is, I think that Jack Perry needs to do something to take him a step forward and move him a little bit further up. And the fact of the matter is, I think a heel turn could be exactly what he needs to move a step up or to take a step forward in his career and move a little bit closer to becoming somebody that people remember rather than somebody that people easily forget. And I also think that depending on when Hook's contract is up, if Jack Perry does turn heel on Hook, that could be what keeps Hook around or what sends Hook to WWE. But again, that's just my opinion. The AEW World Championship is on the line as MJF takes on the living legend, the ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi, as Tanahashi will put his stamp of approval on the AEW World Champion and show why the AEW World Champion is among the best in the wrestling world today, as there have been people that have been questioning if MJF deserves to keep the belt because of how lackluster his run has been so far. I think his run or his championship title defense tonight against Tanahashi will step him forward and put him in a new echelon. But I think it shows how crazy packed this card is that Tanahashi versus MJF is not the top match on the show. We move to the next match as the IWGP United States Champion Kenny Omega defends against Will Ospreay. And I am starting to believe 100% that Ospreay may win tonight in Toronto. Ospreay may win to continue Don Callis versus Kenny Omega, because that's the feud. That's the feud, not Ospreay and Omega anymore. And Ospreay and Omega, though they are spectacular, though this could be the match of the night, it is not the match that I'm expecting to be the match of the night. And these two, the best big match performer of modern times, is still just only 35, and Okada is doing his best work in years, playing the role of the salty, grizzled young veteran. He has been making it look easy. This is from a breakdown off of the Wrestling Observer's preview for Forbidden Door. This is the match. A dream match that we didn't think possible. A dream match that we've always wanted. And the fact of the matter is, Bryan Danielson, Kazuchika Okada, both know how much this match means, and both will be ready to tear the freaking house down tonight. Okada, Danielson, it's going to be a match that right now is giving me goosebumps, but it's going to be a match that we will not soon forget, filled with moments, filled with memories. And those two just staring down, it will be just like Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania 18, when just a stare down was enough to get the people out of their seats. Danielson retired a few years ago, and this match was a match we never thought possible, but Bryan Danielson himself has said that this match with Okada is a match that he wanted to do, and one of the reasons why he came to AEW, and one of the reasons why he came out of retirement. But I think either way, New Japan takes the gold tonight, and not only will Ospreay beat Omega, but Okada will beat Danielson. Because I honestly believe Okada has more left in the tank than Bryan Danielson, and I think Okada is one of the people on Danielson's checklist. I think that Okada is one of the people on Danielson's checklist. That Danielson doesn't care if he wins or loses against Okada. It's that he wanted to have this match. And that if Okada can defeat Bryan Danielson, then the IWGP Heavyweight Championship should not be too far away from Kazuchika Okada, because even though Tanahashi is the ace, Okada is the man. Okada is the man, as uh, as as you would see on Wrestling Observer's website. Okada lives for the big matches, big moment, and being in the big moments. Few are bigger than this. I guess you could say Kazuchika Okada is New Japan's answer to John Cena. But the fact of the matter is, this tonight is exactly why New Japan and AEW do this show, and why we are so excited to have it happen, because it gives us the opportunity to see matches we never thought possible, like Okada versus Danielson. But again, I think Okada and Danielson will steal the show. Okada and Danielson will be the match that everybody's talking about, because Omega and Ospreay is gonna be used to continue Takeshita and Kailis versus Omega. But either way, that is it for me. I hope you enjoyed, and I also hope you tune in 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube for 0 Hour Forbidden Door 2. The pay-per-view starts at 8, but the festivities start at 7. With that being said, let me know down in the comment section below the match you are looking forward to the most, and I will see you after this action-packed night of wrestling that is Forbidden Door, AEW, and New Japan. Till next time, I'll see you again soon.